Hello, I'm Jennifer Gidley and I'm speaking to you from Australia. First, I want to make a distinction between enhancement and advancement. The Techno-topian transhumanists use the term human enhancement. On the other hand, humanists talking about transhumanism refer to human advancement. So an overview of Techno-topian enhancement. It's about human enhancement via technology, biology, or genetic manipulation. It also goes by the name transhumanism, posthumanism, Superman, sometimes Singularity, which we'll talk about too. There is a huge scientific emphasis and much research dollars spent today on artificial intelligence, robots, cyborgs, brain-computer interface, and artificial superintelligence, or ASI, and the Singularity. Part 1. Techno-topian enhancement. A Techno-topian Futures view of transhumanism, posthumanism, and Superman. Transhumanism in the 21st century is a very high-tech business. There are a lot of people making an awful lot of money in Silicon Valley and elsewhere on these high-tech developments in so-called human enhancement. Cyborg, there's the cyborg or human-machine interface. Singularity refers to human functionality technologically advanced exponentially until there's a convergence of human-machine. Posthumanism, or enhanced superhumans, and concepts like neural lace, where the brain merges with AI. These are mostly science fiction, but they attract an awful lot of dollars, billions of dollars of research funding. Firstly, Cyborg, a kind of human-machine interface. Meet Neil Harbisson. He's a Catalan-raised British-born artist and cyborg activist. He has an antenna implanted in his skull and is officially recognised as a cyborg on his passport by the Catalan government. His antenna is used to perceive visible and invisible colours, such as infrareds and ultraviolets via sound waves, interestingly. In 2010, Neil co-founded the Cyborg Foundation. Now let's look at Singularity. I believe it's a Kurzweil fiction. Ray Kurzweil is a key proponent of the Singularity hypothesis. He's a Google engineer. His Singularity means the point where humans merge with machine. The idea has been around since the 1950s, but Kurzweil is one who's popularised it through his book, The Singularity is Near, and his Singularity University. What he says is, the singularity is when our intelligence becomes trillions of times more powerful than it is today and increasingly non-biological. However, I believe the posthuman that transhumanists imagine today is not unlike the Superman trope of the 1930s. We've had a century of techno-utopianism and science fiction. I believe posthuman is as much science fiction as Superman ever was. The Singularity University leverages rapidly accelerating technologies, including AI, nanotechnology, robotics, and digital biology, or hacking your body. Here's a picture of an augmented human, apparently with these robotic arms, looking a bit like he's doing a Mr. Smith in the Matrix. And here's our good old Superman. Also, here's the Singularity University logo on the left. And what's that on the right? The Superman logo. If we needed any further convincing that the Singularity University has a Superman fetish. The Machine Intelligence Research Institute, one of the most prestigious institutes for research into machine intelligence, it states, even human equivalent general intelligence is still largely relegated to the science fiction shelf. So, in my view, it's not going to happen, in spite of all the hype and hubris and all the money being spent on it. Elon Musk has an idea of a neural lace. It would be a digital layer above the cortex. He says we wouldn't necessarily require brain surgery for implantation. Hardware could be injected into our jugular, travel straight to the brain through the bloodstream. Lots of research dollars being spent on this. It's not my idea of human futures. What about you? An Australian neurologist, Thomas Oxley, says the field of brain-computer interface, or BCI, is now taking centre stage in Silicon Valley, one of the next great endeavours. Here's an interesting imaginary of what we might feel like if that happened to us. This is a summary now of Part 1, Techno-topian Enhancement. It involves technological, biological and genetic enhancement of humans and is very related to artificial machine intelligence. In my view, the transhumanist ambition to create future techno-humans is anti-human and anti-evolutionary. Not to mention, it's science fiction. So we're at a critical point today in research into human futures where two divergent streams show up. Which one will you choose? Techno-topian futures, in summary, in my view, are de-humanizing, scientistic and atomistic. They're based on a mechanistic behaviorist model of the human being with a very thin cybernetic view of intelligence, which is binary. The transhumanist ambition to create future techno-humans is anti-human and anti-evolutionary, in my humble opinion. Technotopian Futures is the technological, biological and genetic enhancement of humans. They are developing artificial intelligence, or trying to compete with humans. And then there are the transcendental dreams of abandoning Earth to build a fantasized techno-heaven on Mars or in satellite cities in outer space. I wonder if we'll look after those any better than we've looked after our Earth and our ocean. So the direction we choose for the future will also decide Earth futures. Satellite cities on Mars or regeneration of Earth and ocean. Because Earth has a dual role as home for humans and habitat for life in general. Thank you very much for watching and listening.